Hey, Mike here. Today I'm going to show you how I use my manual trainer. I think that this manual trainer is a wonderful tool for anybody's mountain biking, and I think this skill set in particular, or learning how to do a manual, kind of opens the door for an enormous amount of other skill sets that you can learn. I think it'd help any mountain biker maximize their bunny hops or any other activity where you have to get height. All the good trials riders, obviously they have their manuals dialed, but they really understand that balance point on the back wheel. And I think there's no better tool for learning that than this manual trainer that I've built. So first of all, let me show you a couple things to do to your bike before using the manual trainer. One, you want your post, your seat, your saddle all the way down. So I'm going to push that down now. The second thing to do is take your chain off. This will help immensely, because you won't jerk out of the manual every time you hit the pedal. So I push my derailleur forward, slide my chain off. Ta-da. Next, I'm going to put this rear wheel into the manual machine. So I built my manual machine myself, not too hard. I use green lumber, by the way, that way I can keep it outside, or green is also called treated lumber. It's designed so I can leave it outside all year. This thing's a couple years old already and it's still in great shape, so it's only a couple extra bucks to get treated lumber. It's something you might want to do. But this trainer in particular fits my 3-inch wheel or tire perfectly, so it doesn't slide out of there real easy. So I slide my tire into the machine. And so this next step, there's a few ways to use this manual trainer, and I think one of the most effective is to put a rope, or in this case this is my old climbing webbing, and a carabiner at the end. But I'm going to hook this front tire up, and I'll show you what this does in a second. This positions my bike so that if I top out the manual, it'll just catch it. I can slide the trainer backwards or forwards, obviously, to find that right position. But like I said, there's a few different ways to use this. You could use your brake to keep you from coming over, and this is a good technique because this is what you'll do when you're riding a manual, on the road or on the trail, to bring your front end down quickly. However, it works a little bit differently on the trainer. When you hit the brake on the trainer, it just stops you, and you'll just stay in that position when you apply the brake. When you're riding and you try that, it'll slam you back into the ground. So just something to keep in mind when you're training on this thing. Another thing, and I do this occasionally too, is just to take everything off. Take the webbing off in the front and not use the brake. And that way when I'm coming off, I'm building that reactionary skill of hitting the ground with my feet and not with my butt. But with the webbing, and that's what I'm going to show you today, you really get to find that balance point, and that's what you're trying to do. I'm trying to stay at that balance point for as long as possible so I can get a feel for it. The manual is all about learning that balance point on your rear wheel. So without further ado, let me show you how this thing works. So the manual, it really has to do more with where your butt is going and how you're moving your weight backwards than pulling. I know a lot of people, I'm trying to teach my son how to manual, who's 9, and he's just pulling up on the bars. We're getting past that now, but this really isn't the motion of a manual. You don't squish and you pull up. It's a good way to start it, but it's not a manual. I guess technically, since you're bringing your front wheel up, it is. But watch this. I don't even really have to push down or pull up if I just slide my butt back. And it's more than sliding your butt back. It's bringing your weight down and then shifting it back. And the further you shift your weight back and the further you get it over this back tire, the easier that manual is going to become. I think a lot of people say, well, I can't manual, I'm not strong enough, or I can't pull up hard enough. And it really has nothing to do with that. It's really how comfortable are you getting your weight back and over that back tire on the bike. So here, watch my butt slide back. I just slide back, and yeah, I don't have to do much of anything. I'm not pushing down hard. I'm just getting my butt back. So once you get that popping motion, the second thing to do is try to pop to that balance point. not overdo it or don't underdo it. But with the webbing, if I overdo it, no big deal. I just push right back to that balance point and try to hang out there. So here we go. Not a great one. And that was a little underdone. Getting a little better. Well, you get the idea. The point of this video wasn't to show you how good or bad I was at a manual, but just give you an idea how to do it. Another thing to mention is when I work these, I try to do them as sets, like you think of a strength training. You can tell I'm already a little out of breath. Like, manualing is hard. And I think part of mastering this, which I definitely haven't done yet, is building that strength and that stamina to be able to hold it up there and just keep it. I can't, at this point, I couldn't hold it for a couple minutes, but, you know, that's my goal. So, well, thanks for watching, folks, and remember, please like the video, subscribe if you're enjoying, and check out the website, Mike's Mix. We make sports products, other dry food powders for smoothies, and we'd love your business, so thank you.